started now. All right, let's play some video games. Playing with some rolling line. Let's see. How about... Okay, Google Maps is there. Good. That's what I need to work on this. And position the camera a bit. Good to go. And let's get some music. Something to relax to. There we go. Check. Good to go. All right. Let's build some stuff. Let's build some stuff here in rolling line today. All right. Let's see. I have a bit of the little canal river portion done. Need to start working on the other side of the table so that these can hopefully remain in alignment. So let's do that. Okay, let's go over here to, I believe, East Street. The bridge as it comes across seems to bisect the river a little bit here. Alright. Pick this up. Let's unlock these objects. Okay, I have something to work with now. And this did not unlock. Okay, there we go. Very good. Alright, if I go into Google Maps and start poking around, let's see what we can find here to get this bridge kind of set up. Okay. That looks good. Alright, so I'm gonna need to carry this road from the other side, and it looks like it already starts sloping down. This initial portion here will be raised a bit from the water line, and then we go back down and underneath a train bridge from here. So first things first, gonna move this a little bit closer to the edge of the table. Okay. There we go. I think stopping there is fine. And we give this, obviously a 15-degree slope is a little much, but we'll just do the height difference between a normal slab and a non-normal slab. I think that would be good. Actually, no, it's got to be a bit steeper than that. Let's go up more like so on this side. Yes, I would say so. Eyeballing stuff from Google Maps is going to be a little challenging to do, but I definitely think it'll be worth it. Maybe if I come down a little sooner like that. That might be good. And Bring that over there. And up to here, get them parallel. Lovely. Hey Yuri, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Okay, so the bridge comes across. And then it starts going down a little bit here. Is that kind of what I'm seeing on Google Earth? Kind of, yeah. Okay. And now we get to put these on also. As much as possible. And the bridge kind of ends at the tree line proper, which means we can angle this a bit, bring it down. Okay. We'll snap this piece on here, get it doubled up. Oop. Not that one, this one. Okay, double this up. Very good. This should go all the way to the edge. Like so. And we will now grab the exit points, get them on here also. This is definitely the problem about eyeballing things. Since I don't have measurements to go off of, I'm not working off a plan. I'm just kind of looking at Google Earth and eyeballing figures. Will be interesting to see how this turns out. All right, so that is basically here would be the edge of the water. All right. So let's grab some new terrain. And get that kind of in place here. All right, there's the edge of the water. Need to raise this up a little bit, make it flush to the ground. All right. And the way this interacts with the bridge compared to a 90-degree angle is that it looks like the coast is just a hair off parallel or perpendicular. So we will flatten it, I think, a little bit to the right. That might not be correct either. I think for the sake of consistency with the other side, we might have to just accept the fact that it might be parallel. Let's get a bit of dirt over here also for the shoreline. Scale this up and also maybe flip it 180. There we go. All right, there is the shoreline here. And we can also get can I get this to go all the way across? It kind of doesn't look like I'm going to be able to. So we kind of have to make our own height level on this one. All right. A little bit more to the right. Oh, no. Okay, good. Tab to the left. Okay, square that up. And we bring it to the edge of the board. Then boom, we got water. Nice, good, transparent water that is not quite high enough. Let's bump it up to there. Get rid of these. There we go. Good old beautiful rivers in West Virginia, let me tell you. Let's see. Let's actually angle it the opposite way. Okay, got that. This music sucks. Let's find better music. Jesus Christ. When in doubt, World of Warcraft music. Should be fine. Alright. That's looking fine. Let's get some barriers here for the roadway. Can I do a tour? Sure, I can show what we have so far. I made pretty much all of this off stream, and I do have recordings of it, but I don't think it made a good video with the camera constantly going in and out, so didn't upload it. Sure. So this is what I have so far. I am currently building the kind of town near where I grew up. It's called Parkersburg. It's in West Virginia. It's gonna have both sides of the Little Kanawha River and also over to the Ohio River and up a little bit. So right now we're kind of focusing on the south side here. There's a water treatment plant and I think some silicone processing, something like that back here as well. So just a single track for all these little industrial bits along the river. You know, sorting troughs for supplies. Trucks can go in and out here. We got different storage lines and yards here. It's an actual little bit of an office where people will come into work for the water treatment. We got just miscellaneous industrial trash kind of along here as well. A loader, kind of unload area for cars. That would happen here. We have loading zones for actual ground vehicles, some covered sorting areas, a bunch of kind of dirt gravelly roads back here. We got, you know, bushes, trees, pass over to the river. A little bit of a barge if some supplies either have to go by waterways also. And starting to work this way, which ends up being a little bit more countryside. We got a soccer field over there. I think I have to build a baseball field a little bit here. That gets kind of cut off a lot. And then we go over to the East Street Bridge over on this side. And this will just kind of keep going all the way over to like Belfry as well. And this isn't really in any particular scale. I'm kind of eyeballing it, to be honest. In fact, the scale's measured specifically off this bit of track here and how many cars it could fit, or wagons, and depending on what you want to call the trains on here. And I just used that as a base measuring device, and I just kind of measured everything off that while looking at Google Maps. So it's kind of eyeballed. It's a little stretched. It's a little squished. I can show also what it looks like on Google Maps, this area. Let me align the camera so it's a little bit more in tune to where I'm at. So let's do that, and I can share probably my whole screen, right? Kind of like that. There we go. So this is what we have so far. And the north side is a little bit more dense populated. There's a large factory here, a lot more rail, kind of just large rail yard that we'll be trying to get to. And then it kind of cuts through downtown Main Street, goes across this bridge. I don't think I'm going to go across the Ohio River here for a while. I kind of just want to focus on this loop initially, and we'll kind of take it from there. But here's, you know, the soccer field. Here's a little bit of the baseball field. So this is where we're at. Okay, let's continue on with East Street. So this kind of comes up with a mound, assuming it's probably the same size as the other side, but that might not be the case on this bridge. Nope, it's probably about one tier lower, which makes sense to what we have. Okay. And all right, let's grab some dirt. And this raised portion kind of starts back a bit. So I kind of want to do that, I think. Scale this up so I don't have to use them all the time, or multiple, to get the mound kind of made here. So this goes down, and then I suppose, honestly, it's going to get taller again. See how high roughly the rail line is to the bridge. Might be able to do that a little bit more from street view. To be honest, let's pop on down. I would say probably equivalent to that. Which means it's not quite accurate in terms of height yet. I think this honestly gets far more steep around here than I think. Because I want this to be kind of ground level for the tunnel that goes underneath the train bridge. And if that is about the height of the rails, then let's see if we can get a car, or really it's like a 13'9" kind of thing. So I would expect a semi to be able to go in it or under it. And if we get rail exactly on top of this, we will be able to see how that looks. Now there's going to be bridge supports as well, but honestly it's a pretty thin bridge, and I know buses can fit under it. So let's get this scaled down, probably more like that. Okay. And then we go back up on the other side. The reason for that is it just kind of dips down to get underneath this rail line. Before going back up again. Explore a little bit on this side. Okay. Good to know there. And we will... By the way, how's the audio on the stream today and everything else? Hopefully everything's coming through fine. Hopefully the stream handles the game well and we're not getting any lost frames. Everything on my end looks pretty much normal. Why am I doing that when I could just move it? Gosh. I'm not very bright sometimes. Okay, so that's straight across. Kind of interesting. Let's do straight across from here too. See where we are in the bridge alignment. A little bit off. That and white line on the inside like so. Then we'll bring this over to here because I want that to be on the outside of the concrete. Then that to match. Very good. And just delete these, don't need them. And then here for the road. One thing I really kind of wish was in this game was a copy-paste function. I feel like I could do a lot if I could like paste in a section and still be able to freeform, move it around like it could in, like, say, Planet Coaster or something like that. Alright, so that's coming down. So one is a turn-only lane. And so it only goes down to there. Oop. Little mouse button teleporting me around. Alright, so if I do half that distance, there needs to be a junction about right here, and then a little bit of a turn. I'm gonna get the angle on that very correct here. Is it halfway between the end of the bridge? And it's a little bit more than halfway. Then there's also some buildings in this little corner. Also the train bridge itself, I don't know if that train height is in the right location from the river yet. Honestly, we should probably measure that. What would be a good measuring stick? Let's maybe use the building that we already have made. So it's 1, 2, 3. About 3 of these buildings long. Right? So we will plop that down. 1, 2, 3. So about that much room. So we can scoot this over. So really that's how much room we have to work with, which means I can probably get away with flattening this out a bit more again. Getting this properly kind of aligned. Think about there. For the bridge sake of stuff. Okay, you're a YouTuber. Oh, well that's cool, David. What kind of stuff do you make, huh? I would say I'm a YouTuber, but I haven't really been much of a YouTuber for the past couple years. Okay. Rail fanning videos, aka train watching videos and video blogs. Nice. Yeah, I know like train watching is surprisingly a pretty large audience here on YouTube. And honestly, like myself, I haven't like overly been into trains that much. Obviously, you know, playing City Skylines and stuff, like I enjoy that kind of stuff, and also like Transport Fever, but oh, this thing is not wanting to be accurate. Caught the CSX Pride unit on video. Cool. This game supports VR and is cheap. Why would you bring this to your attention? It's great in VR. Building in VR, I'm not, you know, my hands aren't steady enough to do it. And so that's why I'm not in VR right now. But since the scale is really cool, going down to ground level, like if we wanted to, we can pop down to ground level here. And even, you know, drive some train. People should be able to just click on your name, David, and go to your channel that way. That should really function enough, I would say. And the chat doesn't go away after the live stream is posted, so if people want to check out their channel, your channel, they're more than welcome to. Okay, so we got that. Looking good. Let's get this bridge started. A little bit more details on there. Can't do it anymore on a tablet? Oh, that's weird. Didn't know that. But generally, as a rule of thumb, you know, I don't really let people just advertise their channel on my stuff because it just seems very weird to do so. Because if as soon as you know, you let one person do that, everyone wants to do that, and then all your chat is like, Uthris, can you link my video on your channel? Thanks. And then it just snowballs from there, so. Okay. I think that should work just fine. Get these lined up again. Lovely. And then that will go, work. Why work? Hold on. Let me. Timesheet cannot be posted there. work at 8:30 p.m. The best time for work to happen. All right, keep holding that. Okay, good to go there. Do 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 do. All right. Next part of this bridge. We need to put the support down, which is going to use a lot of pretty much the same support structure as this side. So we will plop down a support pillar pretty much on both sides. And then we will link them together with a large piece like this. Oh Lord, did I shrink it down so much that it died? Let's do that a little bit more controlled this time. There we go. This way. Bloop. Okay, and let's do like a 15-degree slope. Bring this out so we can widen out the base. And then another 15-degree slope going the opposite way here. There we go. And that is how you get a bit of a bridge support beam. Maybe reset and center this a bit. Okay, looking good. Both sides are kind of the same now. This should really start more like there, and we'll get a little bit of a concrete section in the middle soon. Good. And we will get very nice. All right, we're gonna need some arrow markings on the other side now. So this is a left turn only. here, rotate it a bit so the whole marking will show up. Lovely. Put that more like there. Let's see something. Boop. Okay. Oop. Darn that middle mouse button in there. Teleport. So halfway, a little bit to the left. Apparently, the dirt ramp kind of starts there. Everything else underneath, it looks like there is a additional need for a concrete support. Okay, got those. Lined up to the edge of the concrete there. Bring that down. Very nice. And then I'll leave that. Let's bring these a little bit over. Doop. And that's a little bit more accurate, I would say, from a scale perspective. More work messages coming in. Alright. Need some different road types. Let's go to the mods. So I need a three-way junction. An actual wide three-way junction would be good. Yeah. This is what I'm looking for. Okay, those are coming together. Maybe that's not quite what I'm looking for. I need to go to a 2A. Is this VR? It is a VR game. I'm currently not in VR. But you can definitely play this in VR. I might run around in that a bit later, but while I'm building, it's honestly easier to play kind of a little bit more standard. Because otherwise my hand's just too shaky to really be good there. I wonder if this would work better. Yeah, probably would. Yeah, I can probably just cover up that road section. Sorry, work is messaging me at the same time. One second. I have to solve this IT issue. Let's do that. Okay, posted, unchecked, okay. Touchy date. Sort descending. Open up Excel. I can't believe I have to do this for them. Okay, do that. Okay, filter there. I'm supposed to be building stuff, but, you know, it's his life. Alright. Leave. Getting balances. 21. Does it have cycle here? No. what's the best way to do this? FR. Okay, got that. Go to Excel. And there. Huh, very interesting. To sort this by type. Do. Okay, check that person. SCA annual leave payout. PTS. actually go back to playing my game now. Hello, Godzilla. I'm more like working right now than gaming, because I'm awful. Definitely one of my favorite city building YouTubers since your first Medieval Engineers. Thanks, Eric. I appreciate that. Sorry I had to do some work, guys. 'Tis life when you work in IT. Okay. Let us continue forth in the building extravaganza. There we go. That's not quite right. All right, get that there. I need to angle these down a bit first. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-ba. And that one. Doo-doo-doo. No work, no money, no gaming. Very true. There's never been a more true statement, in my opinion. How can I enjoy gaming if I didn't work hard all day, right? A little weird that the right side's so much lower. That's not something we couldn't fix, I would say. Best thing to do would be to scrap it and then move key pieces over. Copy paste style. There we go, just like that. Doo-doo-doo-doo. By the way, if you guys have never seen this game, check it out on Steam. It's called Rolling Line. It is a pretty cool kind of model railroad video game that can also support VR. You can build your own custom layouts. You can download some from the workshop. You can also potentially there we go. Mod in custom liveries and you know, a bunch of cool stuff like that. They do update it. And if you have a VR headset, it's pretty cool. You can also drive the trains. What scale of model? The scale is kind of, you can do 1-to-1, but everything is scalable or rescalable. So it's kind of whatever scale you want it to be. I am kind of eyeballing it, and I would say, you know, obviously it isn't 1-to-1 for me, but I'm just kind of watching everything in itself. Hey Edgar, how's it going? Good to see you. And thanks, Furry, Kutulan, if I can butcher your name anymore, even if I could try to do so. Thanks for the sub. But yeah, anything's, you know, scalable from the track and stuff. So this is what we have so far. This is along the Little Kanawha River here in West Virginia. Going over to the Ohio River. That'll be down there. This is South Parkersburg. Over here on the other side will be, just normal Parkersburg. We don't call it Parkersburg North, but it's just called Parkersburg. And, yeah. Big hand, small phone. Hey, man. You know what they say about big hands? You can't use phones very well. That's pretty much what they say. So I hear. Alright, let's do that. And this angle, this road here, and how it connects, number one, it needs to be a little bit more flat. Number two, it looks to be almost like a, I wouldn't say a 15-degree angle. Maybe I can split the difference a bit. Kind of do something like so. Right? Let's see if that's about right. If I line up there, it might be actually a little bit more than that. Maybe something a little bit more like that could work. Honestly, it kind of runs parallel to the track that I need to be laying here. And if that's the case, it should actually be exactly this angle, which is a lot more than I thought. So, almost more like that. Let's re-snap it, because I guess I'm gonna have to just keep the initial angle here of the road. Would be the easiest way to deal with it. Hey Tommy, how's it going? Welcome everyone to the stream. And is that... Oh no, shoot, I picked it up. I meant to copy it. Let's see if this rail is supposed to stay basically perfectly straight forever. And then we copy this, make that go click, one full, like that. Yeah, that's basically right. That's basically right. Move that there, and we will do that and flatten it a bit. There will be a little bit of a bump, but we can deal with the small bump there. Been watching loads of my older Planco builds recently, as I'm a console player and you didn't really use TMTK. You definitely helped me. Nice. What's TMTK? Do I know so little about Planet Coaster that I don't know what is TMTK? Trying to think of what that could mean. Honestly, I'm not sure. TMTK. I guess I'm a noob. Theme Maker Toolkit. Oh, you're talking about like making complete custom assets. Is that what Theme Maker Toolkit is? Am I right on that? I think I'm right on that. Unless I'm not right on that, in which case, oof. Because if it is that, then yeah, I tried really hard to be as vanilla as possible when it came to playing Planet Coaster. Getting some terrain built up here. Yes, PC has access to all that, and all the YouTubers use it but console doesn't have it, so we have to use stuff. Oh, okay. Are you limited to landscaping and scaling? In what sense there, Godzilla? If you're talking about, like, do I, like, have a brush to, like, dynamically make, like, a voxel type of terrain? The answer is no. You know, there's certain assets, essentially, and you can scale any asset to any size. So if I come over here and go into, like, terrain, I can use any of these shapes, scale them, color them, into kind of whatever I want. So, like, if I wanted, like, a steeper mountain, I would probably start using a little bit more of these shapes. If I wanted some perfectly flat textures like these, which is what I used a lot of for these colorations for gravel and dirt roads, that's kind of what I use there. But yeah, it is a relatively limited, in my opinion, build kit in a way. Yeah, but also Tommy, like you know, when I was actually playing Planet Coaster, I haven't done that in what seems like years. You know, it was before the Theme Maker Toolkit was even a thing. So, you know, definitely a different time of this game. Because I played Planet Coaster when it was like all the way back in, you know, alpha. All the way through release and stuff. Before there was even a Steam Workshop. And when the Steam Workshop build part count was like extremely low and limited. Okay, so we will do that. We'll leave it like that for now. I think that's fine. Okay, so we have a bit of this road forming, which is good. This will give us a bit of a starting point to start measuring from. The bridges look pretty well aligned, which is what I wanted. I really wanted this bridge to be in alignment. Even though it kind of throws off measurements farther over here to the right, that's okay because this is the edge of the table, and the table continues this way more. And so I felt like having it aligned here would be more beneficial than having it exactly aligned over here. But we'll see. We'll see long term how that goes. Alright. So, the river. Oh god, I keep teleporting myself. I suck at video games. Alright, so the river here is parallel. Basically exactly parallel to the other side, which we can do. Let's rotate it 190 or 180. Okay. And even do that so I can get the dirt in here a bit. Is this river much higher than the other side? I'm not sure. It's hard to tell since I added some framework around on the model. Suppose I can just do that. Maybe raise this up a bit. And then we can put that back. Lovely. You know what? I do think it's a little bit high. I want some depth to the mud level of our river. Okay, put the water back. There you go. And the cool thing about this water, right, is I'm using like a transparent texture here. And so the color of the transparent texture plus this kind of yellowish green color underneath make the color of the river. So I had to kind of do some color mixing and testing there. And this is not a very clean looking river. In fact, honestly, the river is closer to the dirt color, but I figured that would look extremely weird if I had that in there, so. Honestly, I'm impressed. So you can see here, this is where I would expect the railroad bridge to be, right? And since the rail line runs perfectly straight this way, I'm impressed that I have this lined up so well. This is kind of surprising to me. I didn't think I could get it. And what that kind of tells me is at least my scale is somewhat holding true, if not a little off. But that's fine. And this river of it will need to somewhat go up in a way. Rotate it 180, I would say. And that means this I need to bring down. And also this piece I can bring down. Is there a set square footage of area you have to work with? Nope. I think there is a limit, but I haven't really reached it. So I can control the room size here. And make the room, you know, that much bigger that way. Now, obviously, with games like this, the bigger your room and the more assets you have rendered, it'll start chugging and go a little bit slower, right? So I'm working kind of small first, and as the build gets more and more completed, it'll be kind of interesting. Because I'm trying not to go too heavy-handed on the details yet. I say that as I'm looking at this. I'm like, I went heavy-handed on the details. I should have laid down just the track and roads first. But, you know, I was never the smartest when it came to making sure my builds ran smoothly. Now that also kind of means that this should be rotated too. And this here should be the bed that the track lays on, for the most part. So the thing is about Parkersburg, because we're on a river, kind of on three sides, the flooding can get pretty crazy here. And so you're going to find south side isn't protected that much. There's a little bit more raised terrain back here, I would say, that isn't really rendered here. But this river doesn't flood as high, so it doesn't matter as much as like the Ohio River down there. But you'll as we get into Parkersburg over that direction, we'll be building flood walls and stuff, and some actual banks and things like that. So let's see here. Let's do that and that and that and that. So we'll get some trees in. Here. We could probably destroy that fine. I'm gonna have to cover up this little bit of road for junction purposes. And then this one needs to go down to a single lane, which I don't know if my mod can handle a single lane of traffic for a little bit and then re-merge. That'll be interesting. No, everything kind of seems to be a double. Might have to do some road trickery over here a bit. Because this is a left-only lane. See, how many arrows do we have to put down here? 3 total? 3 sets? Okay. Oh, god dang it. I keep teleporting with middle mouse button. And then one, let's say here. Alright, and this one honestly needs to be halfway. Bit more consistent. Was there a railroad crossing? No, it just says only. I don't have text for that though. That's fine. Okay, let's get the arrows pointing right. All things engineering start small. Very true. You know, whenever you're doing a build, you know, best thing to do is just realize that it's not going to be done in a day. You're going to make plenty of mistakes. You know, so just enjoy the whole process kind of thing. Alright, so there's those arrows. We have some arrows here that we can use. Also, bloop, 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 bloop. Very nice. Not sure what I'm going to use for a white line here, but I might be able to get away with using just standard gray texture, kind of like that, you know? Bring that over to here. And then this one over to here. Okay. Seems to be effective, I think. And then, what river is this? This is the one that we have here. This is the little Kanawha River. And I can show what I'm looking at in Google Maps here. So let me position it with what we have built, and then I can pop over here and do this. And show you, so you can kind of get a feel for, let me organize the camera, of what we have so far versus Google Earth. So here in this area, this is this yard. And then, you know, you can see the pinch in the turn of the river. So we're trying to get that. And over here on the left side, there's a soccer field here, which you can see a little bit outline on the far left. You get the East Street Bridge there as well, which is the area that we're working on pretty much right up here. And once we get this finished and kind of some tracks laid, we can use that to kind of trace back to what's across from kind of this water treatment area on the other side. Also, I'd like to point out that I have the barge here and the barge in the river too. Because why not, you know? Doop. I really don't want to do this, but I think I have to do that. And the stuff that we've built up pretty decently well, the south side there, you know, I did that while over a week or so, kind of on and off. So I don't know how long it's going to take me to get this side done, but you know, I figured streaming it would be somewhat interesting for some people. Is this on Quest platform? I have an HTC Vive. I'm currently not in VR, though I could definitely play this in VR. It is a VR game. But building in VR is not ideal to do. It's definitely ideal to play the game. Like if I wanted to, say, like run some trains here, you know, in VR, it would feel really good. Or if I wanted to pop down to person scale, it would feel really good to kind of just look around. But while I'm just building, no VR. Okay, And this rail line needs to be up, as I said, on this height. Kind of the whole way through. And then there's going to be a lower floodplain that's pretty close to the rail line. So this, for example, would kind of just simply continue this way. While this would kind of sit on top of it to give us our platform to put rail. And then you have a shelf. A lot of greenery is going to go along here. So it'll be very forested, which will be really cool. Am I recording this at the same time? How did I manage that? No wonder my game's running a little funky. Good Lord. I've been streaming and recording at the same time. Now my FPS feels a little bit better. Lord. Professional YouTuber, streamer, Uthris extraordinaire here. Okay, fill that in. Lovely. Alright, so we've got that. Let's try for the rail bridge, and then we can start worrying about this large junction that kind of starts, honestly, at this street and work that way. So, this is the correct height already. So the best thing to do would be to just quickly expand it this way. Over to the bridge. And the other side of it. Okay. Let's also get the table expanded. As we work that way. And this is going to be interesting how I handle this, because the railroad goes pretty much straight that way, right? But I want to capture the whole shoreline of this river. So the table's honestly going to get wider as we go back this way, which will mean I have more things to build, but I think it's important to get that in there. Because I want the rail line, the main line, all the way to the river to be rendered at all times. So that just means more work for us. Let's get this scale down. Now scale it back up. That about the right size? Nope. Need to go a bit smaller for these large beams. That run underneath the bridge here. Very good. And then this needs to go roughly to center. Bring that back, and then we run this center here. Also, we bring that back, and get these placed. Okay. let's run this all the way to edge. And let's run this center. Nice. It's important to get the bridge structure correct because it's essentially cut in half. And if I didn't model it kind of correctly and give it some girth, it would look a little odd from a model perspective, I would think. So that's why I'm kind of bothering to do all this extra, you know, one piece at a time stuff. Looks like on the other side I kind of let the gap sit, which may be true. I think that's fine. Raise this up a bit on this side. Because it would look better if this was actually touching the concrete, I would say. And we'll get this to that point, and then come here and angle it to match the road slope. Very nice. This is where the measurement of everything falls apart. That's what you get when you start eyeballing stuff. Boop. There we go. I think that looks fairly good and accurate here. So that means I just use these 2 points to copy over pretty much the whole time. So let's copy over to halfway. Make a mark. Go halfway here, make a mark. I'm kind of doing it the wrong direction right now because I'm a big old noob. Yes, there we go. And then this one, we go all the way to the edge. Mark halfway. Yes. Mark. 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 I wonder if I should start calling these Pauls rather than marks. Jokes, guys. Jokes. happened to my line? Oh, it's okay. It's all the way over here. I'm gonna scoot this back a bit. Because honestly, it should be. It should be a little bit back from the actual turn, so the radius isn't as bad for the driver. Okay, good. And now, oof. That ain't accurate at all. Does that puncture through the road? No. Puncture through anything weird? No. Oh, Lord. Let it be known that Uthris is nothing short of... I wanted to say perfectionist, but honestly. Paul's your name? How's it going, Paul? Very Paul of you. Okay, get that in there, and then this one here, and then this one here. Okay, everything's happy. We good? Game? Alright, let's get that there. And then snap it there. Get this here. So you can see why this game doesn't make, really in my opinion, for good recording material, because I'm constantly zipping around like this, and from a recording standpoint, because I speed everything up at minimum 5 times normal speed, people will just sit there and complain, oh, this is too fast, this is jarring, and not good content. That's why we're live streaming it, because I think real time, it doesn't look that bad. Worst case scenario, I just use shrubbery here. Or I could kind of bump this up. Oh, Mark. Did I say Mark? Jeez. Am I so dumb that I can't even remember my own joke from 2 minutes ago? It hurts. It hurts. Okay. Nice. Bridge is looking mighty fine, if I say so myself. I don't know. What do you guys think of it? Does it look good? Doop. Doop. There we go. Bridge basically complete. It's good. It's good. So this road, this Little Kanawha connector. Why is there a road there? There's this weird road that goes underneath this bridge over to the right side. And I don't know why, but it's there. And a road kind of shoots off this way. I'm gonna move this back a bit. Give us some more room. Yeah, being human does suck, I agree. Got any track down? Yeah. So we got some stuff over here that I made off stream, kind of getting used to the game, because this is my first time really building anything in it. I haven't really owned it for very long, so but I enjoyed enough of it that I went ahead and wanting to go ahead and build something of my own in here. So we have a little bit of a water treatment and I think some sort of silicon plant over here next to the river. We got interstate access going over it, plenty of storage for raw materials, some construction equipment, some basic switches, storage yards, loading, unloading areas, conveyors to unload material as well. We got a little bit of a river barge access also. Just some standard industrial stuff. Some fields. So these are like soccer, my awesome soccer nets out of chain link fence, because you use what you got. I'm kind of leaving this stuff a little undetailed right now because I just want to keep part count a little bit lower than anything. But we're working on this side of the river right now to try and keep some sort of alignment based on what I'm seeing here on Google Earth. Love the barge? Thanks. It's a cool little detail. For sure. Does anyone else in chat play this game at all, or have played this game? Definitely curious. Okay, so we have that. That's fine. Good to go there. Let's lay this down and maybe rotate it. Shrink it a whole bunch. There's some cool mods for it too. Yeah, I definitely downloaded some mods. I was really impressed with some of the Steam Workshop stuff that people have made from like layout perspectives. And so that's, you know, kind of what made me want to play it. But also at the same time, you know, I'm happy there's a modding community to add assets, because the base game is a little lacking from that front, but definitely still doable. Gotta cover up this freaking intersection. Never heard of this game before? Hey, Caustic. Yeah, it's a model railroad VR or non-VR, depending. You know, you don't have to use VR to play it. Kind of game. Honestly, I should have just did this. Why did I use 2D textures when I needed some volume? Yeah, volume. Let's flip that around. Get a straighter edge on that. Lovely. There we go. That kind of covers up the junction a little bit. Holy cow, cat. Man, just start knocking on the door. Am I playing in VR because I thought I could hear a mouse clicking? I am not right now. Come on. Come on, cat. Get out of the room. Come on. Go. Go. Where? Okay. on out now. That's fine. But no, I'm not playing in VR. Building in VR, I don't think is super great to do. So I'm just standard using my PC to build right now. But the VR platform I do have is the HTC Vive. So if I was playing in VR, that's what I would be kind of using to do. Use it to plan out your HO scale? Nice. That's really cool. How much room did you have for your HO scale? That's a pretty beefy scale. I have some in scale, like Kato brand stuff that I got while I was in Japan. But I don't have like a whole bunch of stuff. I have some just like generic oval track sets, you know, but no like massive terrain built or anything like that. Okay. Let's do this. I think I'm gonna get rid of this track over here because I just won't need it for now. Boop. From a table perspective, I think I'm gonna have to double this up, kind of like that. What game is this? This is in the title of the video. No, this is Rolling Line. It is a VR or non-VR supported model railroad kind of game. You can also go in first person, take control of the trains, cut around, build layouts, or download layouts from the workshop, things like that. It's pretty cool. Okay, I really need to lay down the rail. I just need to commit to it, but I'm scared. I'm scared because once I lay down this rail, that means I'm kind of locked in to what we got. Does this river look like it's kind of split down the middle? I think so. I think this looks right. Let's add some shoreline first. Uthris is procrastinating. That's what he's doing right now. Bloop, bloop. Guess the answer, but have you looked into Prehistoric Kingdom? It has more piece control than Planet Code, Planet Zoo. I don't think you're in dinosaurs, but it'd be interesting for me. I have heard of it. I know people like, you know, Rudy and I think even the Lady Designer and stuff were obviously excited for it. I personally have not played it. I'm kind of done with the theme park or park genre building stuff. It just kind of doesn't interest me in a way, because I feel like if I got into even like Planet Zoo, I would just kind of end up making the things that I've already made before, which just simply doesn't interest me. Kato makes great stuff of about 5 by 8 feet. It's hard making space, so it's still far from done. I also collect G-scale, which is really space consuming, but that's a lot of fun. Nice. Mine, I have in scale, right? So an 8 by or 5 by 8 foot, I guess 8 by 5 foot is the same thing. You know, would be a decent amount of room for in scale, and I think that's what I like about in scale. You know, you can fit a lot in there, though it's definitely a small scale. you're gonna those details, you know, and I don't think in scale has a lot of kits right now. Obviously less than HO scale. But I think in scale is gaining popularity because the space kind of like I think it's a good scale for just people who don't have a lot of room. I think that's also why Japan really likes their in scale, you know? Man, it was so cool, like, being over there and renting track space out. Like, in the model railroad where you go and buy kits and supplies for modeling. They would actually usually have a pretty big table that you could just rent a line on, or multiple lines if you had enough trains to run them. And it was usually, I think it was about $5 or $10 an hour. But you know, you can go in there and run your trains. And the models were pretty well laid out. Oh yeah, Luke Towan builds crazy detailed stuff. What was I looking for? I was looking for arrows. I also want this double line because oh boy, this is gonna be a big pain to do, isn't it? Let's do this. We'll scale it up. Get the slope in. Gosh, I really hope this can snap onto itself. Otherwise, it'll be a bit of a pain here to do. Please snap onto itself? Nope, of course not. Make too much sense. So I'm going to hand paint some of this road junction. It's gonna look weird, but might be worth the effort to do. Because honestly, it's supposed to go into a single lane on this side. And then kind of sweep back around. I don't know why they made this junction like this. It's a little... doesn't make sense from like a traffic flow perspective, but whatever. Can't judge too much. They don't have a lot of the steam locomotives that you want to run. Yeah, I definitely noticed that it seems more commuter trainy with N-scale, at least, especially obviously in Japan. You know, I think a couple of my friends that were with me on that trip, they got a couple bullet trains, which looked amazing, and they run so fast for their size. We were doing races around the rented tracks. And then, of course, you know, the one guy shows up, an actual Japanese dude, shows up with, like, briefcases full of model trains and, like, rents out, like, half the track and just has, like, end-to-end trains running on three tracks, 3 lanes. It was pretty wild. He was flexing on us pretty hard. He was like, oh, look at these Americans in their model trains. Come on, go on, cat. Go. Go. You got it. I'm sure you love people asking about other games when you're trying to play, but the real question is when you're going to stream Minecraft again and get swarmed by 12-year-olds. Never. Probably. No. That was like killing my brain. I don't think I ever want to do that again. Train shows are a great place for seeing some amazing layouts, so I would highly recommend checking one out if they start opening up again. Yeah, for sure. The only model making I'm into right now myself is I'm trying to get into some tabletop wargaming stuff. Specifically like Bolt Action, which is like a World War II kind of tabletop one. So I don't know if my local hobby store does much trains. But if they do, I'll definitely see if there's anything else running, you know, locally. Could be cool. Oh, you like tabletop wargaming there, Caustic? It's really cool to watch. Yeah, I'm really bad at it. Which you'd think I wouldn't be with an art degree, but I guess oil painting and working on a canvas doesn't translate well to model painting. Oddly enough, it just, you know, not the same techniques. Who would have thought? Okay, so this goes into a single lane here. And then on the other side of the bridge, it kind of comes back to a tri-lane with a center kind of turning area. So we'll have to see if we can capture some of that. And I have to try and get some of these horizontal lines laid out too. All right, let's lay down some track. You know, for model railroad gain, I've been really mainly playing car sim, it seems. All right, let me get this alignment correct, and then I'm going to dramatically move this. Just wanted the angle to match the table first, and then now I'll move it into place, get the height kind of where I want it. Lovely. Do this, and if you want to hide the bedding, there's actually options to like get rid of the bedding. I can change the track to be like warped, or the planking to be kind of disrupted. So there's some options there. I can also paint the bedding. So like over here, I painted the bedding a little bit more of a lighter color. And then here you can see I kind of got rid of the supports and ties. And then over here, I really warped the track itself to show its age. So, you know, luckily there's that variety that you can get in the track in this. Okay, so I thought I heard something about the U.S. announcing a big new railroad infrastructure plan. My understanding of the U.S. doesn't really have much railroads. We have some. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Not as much as we should, in my opinion. But a lot of that actually has to do with the tax revenue increase that we would have to kind of do to support such a large infrastructure plan. In a way. Tabletop game models very cool. Another thing that would be fun to get into, but trains and video games seem to take all your time. Hey, you can only have so many hobbies, right? You know, before you're just like, I literally can't support anything else. I didn't know I was listening to Wood Instrument Hour, but apparently we are. Alright, so these tracks, I need to get down to the junction so that I can get my spacing consistent. So this, It's not over enough. I need to shift that over maybe to the left, just like a half a track. Though, does it widen out to the left? It does a bit. And gotta follow Google Earth here a good ways. It kind of does. Maybe a track or two. So by the time we get up there, it might kind of go back inward. So we'll do, yeah, just a half track extra. Okay, so we'll do something like that. Let's get this part set up there. Now this is the hard thing because I don't do model railroading myself. I'm not super knowledgeable on it, so turnouts and junctions, things like that, I'm not super well versed in. Should be more free hobbies, yeah. Well, I mean, if you download this game, right, it's what, 15, 20 bucks? How expensive is this game? I think something like that. You can do essentially a full model railroading hobby, and if you know 3D modeling, you could probably make your own assets and do whatever you want there. That's perfectly free. If you do tabletop simulator, you can do wargaming for essentially free. I've played bolt action in tabletop sim. In fact, that's the only way I've played bolt action to date. So it's definitely doable. Alright, so we're going to have a merge here that is basically aligned about this spot. So basically the next piece should be a merge. So I need to actually do a custom turnout. Separation we're going to bring in pretty close. We're going to do 0.7. And length we're going to bring up to 10. Yeah, it'll definitely save you thousands. But there's something nice about having something tangible. Gonna head out. Good luck with the gold. Thanks, Waz. Thanks for swinging by and chilling out with us. That is the wrong direction. Is that the wrong direction? You only play 4 games and cycle between them. That makes sense. I mean, that's smart to do. Okay. So, I think I can use this to at least get our spacing going. So if I do that, right, and then do that. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll start with 6. Alright, so that's the spacing. Hey Derek, long time no see. It's been a year, so it's good to be back. How you doing? I am doing pretty good. Just playing with some trains. Playing with some lovely trains. How is that going to work? Is there a piece for that? I don't think we can support crisscrossing stuff. This is your childhood? Nice. I'm glad you had a train set. Very good. What kind of train set you have? Let's drop this for a second. And let's Let's go this way with this stuff. For a bit. Had layers? Cool. 2 layers. Wow. That is more than 1 layer. It's almost like a requirement if you're going to have... How did that just do... Did that just do a kickflip? I know I was playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Alright, let's grab this. And flip it around. To there. Okay. Let's see here. Is that far enough? This junction starts, if I look straight across, nope, that's correct. It's probably a pretty tight turnout, tighter than it would be otherwise, but that's okay. Okay, and then 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. Let me count these tracks again here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's hard to tell with Google Maps here on how I have to make this work. I need to test something. Can I get this? Say like over to here like that, but also at the same time continue back onto itself like that? Because if I can, that is technically what needs to happen here. But I don't think trains know how to handle this. So honestly, what I might have to do is... No, that doesn't work either. Let's see what happens. Let's play with some trains. Okay, so put a train down here and a train down here. Let's see if this derails. It doesn't derail. Okay, it derails. Okay, does it derail the opposite way? No. Oh! Oh god, we got initial D happening with our trains. Let's try that. Oh my god. Alright. So we have learned something. I don't know what yet, but we have learned it. I was never into roller coaster and I can't remember the thing that PC builders would say. Yeah, same here. How do I get this to work? Do I just not worry about a cross over like that? You think I would, though. Can I put these like end to end, potentially? Like if I were to grab this, flip it around, like that, you know, obviously, not really obviously, that needs to happen, but there still needs to be a straight here. I don't think there's a piece that can do this. There's no 3-point connection is there? Curve, straight, turnout 2, turnout 1. Yeah, I almost feel like turnouts need to have a track count, because you can have like a three track kind of turnout. And that would probably fulfill this role, or like a dual. It's tough to say. I might just have to let it go in this case, and just let the just have kind of outside kind of turnouts, you know. That just might be better. Alright, so when is the next turnout for this? Because it goes from 2 to 1, and then that one stays for a long while. And the next time it merges is honestly by the barge. Nope, don't have any double crossovers. I think that's the technical term. I'm going off what you said, because honestly I don't know what they're called. Let's get a nice long straight in here. Let's say part count. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, so this goes all the way. I'm talking to like here. And then it merges again. Like that. And this goes all the way to there. Okay. And the third kind of middle track doesn't really... See, that's the problem. Once you're on the middle track, I just don't want to have to go all the way to the end to do a crossover. Because the yard will kind of fall apart. You know, it'll be very inefficient. Because there's no middle point connections. But sadly, that's just kind of what's required of it. And then this thing, where does that happen at? Right about at the bend. So here, straight across. This is where the rest of the turnout kind of is. So I think I'm just gonna have to compromise a little bit with what we have to work with. Do something like that. Though I don't like these turnouts. They're not very smooth. I might do... We might change those to be more like this one. So I honestly need a straight. So if we do this and then change the radius, or change the angle to like 10, up the radius to get clearance. To do that, let's up the length to like a 9, up the radius to like a 12. Let's try this. either. I like the curve of it. But the other one is just far more straightforward to do. I don't know what I'm doing, chat. Can you tell? Because I can definitely tell. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is at the bridge. Oh, nope, don't go all the way down to there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh man, this is supposed to be so much more gentle. Like this angle here, like these turnouts need to keep going to like here. So they start here and they need to go kind of just out like this at this line. Let's see what I can do. It is worth doing it somewhat correctly. Change the length to like 7. Do something like this. No. I need like a huge radius, maybe. Like a 30. Something like that. Because we need that distance. The distance is super important. And then can I... Let's do like... let me try something. Right, left. Almost like that. But that is a little... Need some straight pieces. A little spread apart. But I think that's what it needs. So that is what it is. So it's a right junction to a left, 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 left. I just need to get these tracks to be closer together now. Which means the turnout radius needs to be shorter? How about that? Ooh, that means I'm gonna have to, on the second one, maybe make the length shorter going forward. Let's try that. So second one, something like that. Am I IR smart? Did I do the thing? Kind of. That's not a bad spacing. Let's see how well it handles with actual trains on it. See if they collide. Honestly, I think that's pretty accurate. What do you guys think of that? If I did that over here to get our track, that expands the curve. It's not going to be as accurate as I need it to be, but it might do it. So if I do that, the problem is this gap here. So I think what that means is my first piece is items are a little off. This one I think is really good. But I think, or maybe this one's the problem. Yeah, maybe the length on this one, which should probably be 5. So that when I add this on, the extra 5 will make a 10, and then a 10, and then a 10. That might be good. Track data copied. Let's try it. So radius 18, angle 12, length 12. So length 5. Oh, that's just this again. Right? So we do that. Not quite right there. Maybe the first one is the issue. Let's change this radius to be a 12. There's part 1, and then we switch to this measurement for the rest. Ooh, that's closer. That's closer. Maybe radius 10? I think that's it. I think that's it right there. Okay. Oh my lord. Oh, trains. So many trains. All right. Let's go see how this works. Okay, initial turnout. Big brain game, guys. Big brain game for big brain gamers. Are you guys big brained? I hope so. Alright, and then this. Like that. 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 Right? means I need to get rid of these. Because the spacing here is not going to line up to anything. And honestly, this might be the best solution. It's not ideal. It's not perfect. This gentleness of the slope is not quite right, and it doesn't go quite as far. This one I'm going to do an autocomplete. Let's see, how well does the track autocomplete function? Gap fill. Oh, well, that ain't bad at all. And then I can do a gap fill. Yes, trains can make this turn apparently. I now want to see if this works. Yes. Who needs a turntable if your train can turn like that? God. Think about how much room we could save on our rail lines, guys, if we just only invented that technology. Okay. I'm a little worried this isn't quite high enough, but we'll see. Another thing that's interesting about this game, these switches can be moved. So, you know, how that one is clipping through, it's a bit of a problem, but there is a tool for that that will let you switch it to the other side. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll do switches there. And then at the bridge, we go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, honestly, up to, oh my lord, this rail, this line is huge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 wide. But that doesn't start till, you know, about here. It goes wider again. So we need a smaller bit of track. I think we have some over here that we can use. Bloop, bloop. Okay. Ignore the color difference. We can always change that. Let's get the turnout in. And then all of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You should do the PD River Railroad next layout. I don't know what that is. Is it a cool layout? Honestly, like, I don't even know what I'm doing next, if there will even be a next. Because this layout, I plan on making something pretty huge here. So if it ends up being as big as I have envisioned, like here, I'll show you guys how much area I plan on making here. Let me bring back Google Earth. Okay. Let me zoom out. So short line, class 3 road, in upper state in South Carolina. Oh, that's cool. What's the terrain kind of like? Hilly, flat, following rivers? Anything interesting there? So if I were to display this. So here is the area that we're making. Let me zoom out more. So, the area that I want to make initially is this bridge here is kind of where we've started. Down, I don't know if you guys can even see my cursor right now. Can you see it? I think you can. So this, in fact, here, let me do it this way. Let me take a screenshot so I can just draw on it. All right. So we are starting here. The section that we're kind of working on is this section, and we have some line going this way. And then this going all the way up to here. And then this going all the way down to here. And then this line comes around and links back up this way. Okay, so this is roughly the area that I'm building, right? So the only part that's actually done is this little section down here that I'm filling in. So that's how much I have finished compared to everything else that needs to be done. Yeah. I'm either going to break the game or get real bored real quick. Suppose we'll find out what happens first. Switch that back. There we go. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. I couldn't zoom in. It's not like I could throw it into Photoshop. I could have if I was a smart, good content creator. But I'm not. So, didn't happen. Another problem is this section of track back here needs to be 3. Google the PD River Railroad. Fine. Let's see. 1987, established the subsidiary. Okay, yeah. If you can do Alpha and Odyssey, I can do that. I don't know. Planet Coaster has copy paste. This doesn't. This will be hand painting everything. Let's do route. Crosses a pretty big river. It looks like. No copy function at all. That'd be an interesting route, David. I just don't know if I'll be honestly alive by the time I finish this one. So we'll see. I'll focus on this. If we end up making another one, then I'll look at maybe taking some community submissions long term. You know, like where other people live and things like that. Whoa. That road's huge. how many where am I at? Where's my map? Where is my map? I need that. There it is. Bloop. Oh, good Lord. How's this going to work? I think I'm supposed to make more track here. 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so it's actually 15. 15. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 14. And then the final turnout here. What's the radius on this? 18, length 5. So that's what I need for the final bit. So we'll go here, radius 15. Shoot, what's the angle? 12. That should match here. Like that. Right? Yep. That looks the same. Actually no, it looks a little closer. So I might do radius 18. Oh, I did radius 15. I need radius 18. That would probably be an easier one to start with. But, you know, this is my hometown, right? So I wanna work on my hometown and immortalize it in a video game. Because my ego is huge. Alright, so this I might need to change a little bit. That's gonna be off. Alright, when does it turn back to a single track? It turns back into a single track back here, pretty much at the bend of this here. Whoa, photo mode. Alright, so it turns into a single track here. However, because of me forcing alignment down at this end, honestly, everything kind of shifts by like 15, 30 degrees. And here is really where it should turn into a single track again. And it should do so. Honestly, a little bit different than what I have here. Like that. Then it goes to double and then triple. Can't do crossovers. Is there a mod for crossovers? Let's see. Cross. Crossover. I don't think so. I do not think so. Honestly, like as cool as this game is, it's not super popular from like a modding standpoint yet. So there's actually not that many mods that I know of. And usually they focus a little bit more on trains rather than, in my opinion, the miscellaneous stuff like your buildings and okay, so it bumps out there, and then this goes whoop. There's a mod that fixes the switch. It's not quite what I need. And these need to be rotated. They're in the opposite positions than they need to be. So it needs to be like that. Thompson used to be that. Is this a big enough train yard for you guys, you think? It's definitely pretty huge. There's actually two of them about this size in town. Once you go kind of more north, there's another large one. Not about this big. I would say it's maybe 2/3 this size of a kind of yard. With some kind of interesting offshoots. And then that'll be as far north on this side of the river we go. And then we'll cross the river again and keep heading north for more interesting bits. So we'll have to see. But since the rail yard is essentially laid, I say essentially, it's not quite where I want it to be. But it's good enough that I think I can get started on some more details. Namely the ones that are right across from where we've already built. Oh, gap fill. There it is. Okay. Why does gap fill not work here? You think it would? What if I do that? That might help it work. Yep. Nice. Nice. Okay. So we can take this. We can build up some more terrain. Kind of quickly. Okay. We can just kind of rotate some of these 180 to break up some of the texture. Don't want too many repeating shapes. And once we get a lot of the shrubbery in, it'll kind of hide a lot of it too. Let's get a little bit more of a natural coast. Lovely. I think that looks surprisingly accurate. Okay, now to... I think honestly this needs to scoot. It's like the rail line is right at the edge of this, because I need more room down here on the riverside without making this stand out much more than it already does. Space is a premium. Okay, out to there. All right. Good. And this line continues straight that way. We'll get a little bit of a hook that way eventually. That's the line that kind of goes north and connects back over to this side. Or does it connect there? I don't think it does. I feel like I'm talking to myself. Going a little crazy. How long has the stream been going, guys? Almost 3 hours. You can see how slow it is to work on a model railroad. Let's do some base measurements on some things, and then we might call it there. So, first thing that the big project that we need to make, I think the next time we play, is there is a factory right across the river. Hey, Alex. And it kind of starts right straight across from this. Now, what did I start with this stream? The bridge. Literally nothing else. I started working on this bridge, this stream. And basically everything on this side of the board is what we did today. But it's to get measurements. Now that we have measurements, we can actually get stuff done. So like for example, I'm going to use this as kind of a placeholder. There is a factory that starts kind of here, and it goes all the way to kind of here. So there's a large factory here that we need to do. I did that over a week. Pretty much all my hours previously in this game is on that. So if I have streamed for 3 hours today, then that brings my total hours down to 44. So that took 40-ish hours, I would say. Make a paper mill. A paper mill? I don't know. I'm actually recreating a real place, so if there's a paper mill, it will be made. Only if it exists next to this rail line. Anyways, so the reason this is off center, right, is because there's about that 30-degree kind of, or 15-degree, more like it. This needs to probably be thinner. 15 to 30-degree kind of offset from the opposite side of the river over here. And then as soon as you hit the bridge, things kind of realign. But we need to get the offset here. So there's a factory pretty much, I mean, it's almost one solid building. Like it's a big structure here. It does that, and then like, you know, from like a blue point, not a blue point, man, what, do I even know how to talk sometimes? From a footprint standpoint, it's kind of like that, but keeps going this way a fair amount. So we'll have a large factory to make there, and then, oh, what else do we got? About halfway between that point and the bridge, there's some like additional kind of industrial areas. So like kind of there. And this is not accurate. This is just for measurement's sake. So there's some there. There's some kind of like over here like this next to the road. You know, there's buildings in here that we'll have to get to. There's kind of like some ruined factories along here and like some broken bits to there. And then some more buildings, so, you know, stuff like that. So these will be some big builds that we'll have to do. Which will be pretty cool. There's some large, like, containers out here, kind of in the middle of nowhere also. So that'll be kind of long term. Obviously, it's not going to be these boxes. What that side will kind of look like. And then, of course, we have to get all the trees and foliage in here, some dirt paths and roads that run along the river will need to be made. Let's get some of the shoreline in. And once this is all detailed and treed up, it'll look real good, I think. And what I would like to do is also bring this table out straight, kind of like this. So that we get a nice smooth cut line going across this. Honestly, it might make sense to just keep going. Kind of like that. Before we end the stream, you want to tour on the other side? Sure. We can do that. Okay. Let's go look at this side. So let me do this and apply changes so that everything locks so you don't get a whole bunch of menus. So here we are. This is South Parkersburg. This is a town near where I grew up. This is the East Street Bridge here, connecting Standard Parkersburg on that side to South Parkersburg on this side. It's one of the main river crossings across the Little Kanawha River. Down below, we have some parking, kind of gravel, dirt stuff. I'm leaving this a little under detailed just to save, processing for other things. But there's soccer fields down here that I think the local school would use commonly. So there's the actual soccer field. There's some practice fields here next to the river also. It's all kind of fenced in. There is a little bit of a staging area for cargo coming in and out. And then it goes back to a single track all the way back there. So this is just a standard yard for the industrial area down here by the river. This field has a bit of a baseball diamond, so we'll be adding part of it in here. It's really just like the fence along this side that we'll have to get to. This main access road is pretty much the only way to get down here from this side. And so you can come in here, you can park. There's employee parking, there's outbuildings for employees. There's a little bit of an old dirt path going to the river. It's all kind of muddy gravel stuff down here from the industrial kind of area. It's not paved, really. But this is kind of how I'm representing kind of dirt, gravel pathways, is using just these flat textures. We have just yard space on this side that goes actually back a decent amount farther to the right off the table. This is, I think, a silicon plant processing center of some kind, storage center, not quite sure. It does have some offshoots here to unload wagons and cars. We have spare conveyors to move material around. A large storage rail that just kind of comes along the edge near the river here too. It kind of, as you can see, becomes a little bit in disrepair, which is pretty cool. Back here we have the access point for some shipping containers, and also barge access point. Here in the Ohio River, we get a lot of barges up and down. So this is actually the barge on Google Maps, roughly. Same with the color and everything. It has a little crane on it. You can move the crane. It's pretty cool. Another little outbuilding office type structure, more storage for raw materials, processing towers, things like that. Industrial leftover bits going across to the yard. We got construction equipment moving supplies. This conveyor, I believe, has a drop-off point for raw materials, and it gets kind of shifted up here, probably into dump trucks, to be moved to the correct location on the yard. More storage, spare storage track. There's a little bit of a pond, water reservoir area in the middle. This over here is a water treatment plant. So they pretty much monitor the river itself and make sure it's in balance as much as possible. Saying that in Ohio and West Virginia is like saying you still can't drink out of it. So it's probably still heavily polluted. Power lines going to, buildings. I don't know what this is, but it's just more industrial area. Parking. A lot of cars were parked there. This is Route 50, which is a road that I have been on many a times to go across West Virginia to like college and back. So this goes basically all the way from my hometown to where I live now in Virginia. So it's a pretty long, windy road. And then this turns into more industrial areas off the table. We frame the table in black just to keep it nice and clean. kind of along the edge. It also kind of provides some depth to the river itself. And then also up here, you know, where Route 50 kind of builds up. And we also did kind of the same thing along here for East Street Bridge and stuff. So that is what we have so far, for sure. And we'll be working on the Parkersburg main kind of distribution area, you know, as we continue on with the build. Hope you guys enjoyed it so far. Definitely a lot to work on, but I think it's pretty fun. What else can I talk about the game? It's VR supported, so if you have a VR headset, it'll feel like you're playing with a model train set, which is really cool. You can get inside the vehicles, you can go down to ground level. In fact, I'll show you guys this view, I think, to maybe end. So this is the view from Route 50 here. Okay, and then if I go to Google Earth and get down to Route 50, now obviously there's going to be some differences due to like perspective and stuff. But let me see if I can line this up decently well. I would say this. So this is what it looks like in the game. And then this is what it looks like from Google Street View. So we just kind of go back and forth and kind of see it's relatively accurate. You're kind of limited based on, you know, the parts available to you, but I'd say it's not too bad. It's definitely a little squished in areas, but yeah, that is it. So if you guys enjoyed the stream, feel free to subscribe for more creative goodness. If you want to see more stuff like this, tune in for the next stream. I think we'll be maybe streaming it again tomorrow for funsies, because why not? With that, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you all in the next stream.